Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 5-day-per-week wisdom and legacy building podcast. This is day 606 of our trek, and it is Wisdom Wednesday. Every Wednesday along Life's Trail, we will dig for the nuggets of wisdom that are found in the book of Proverbs. Today, we'll explore Proverbs chapter 9 from the Voice translation, which will give us a fresh perspective on this book of timeless wisdom. We are broadcasting from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. The weather this week has turned out absolutely beautiful. The temperatures are in their 80s and the sun is shining. Paula and I were able to plant our outdoor flowers around the house, and the peonies are in full bloom. With the nice weather this week, we will see rapid growth. The hawks have been providing an almost endless supply of fresh food for their chicks. There appears to be 2 chicks, and we can hear their cry for food, and we are now seeing their heads pop up above the rim of the nest as their parents feed them. We don't have a real clear view of the nest since the leaves obscure part of our view, but we are able to see a portion of it. Like most children, it won't be long before they take flight on the life of their own. This is why it is so important that we teach our children and grandchildren the godly attributes of wisdom and integrity, so that they will be ready to handle their life grounded on biblical precepts. Our granddaughter Hazel is at Nationwide Children's Hospital for 2 days this week for further testing and additional treatments for her leukemia. The first test results were extremely positive, and her blood is responding well to this first month of treatments. We are praying that the remainder of the tests will also be positive. If they are, it will not shorten the 2-year treatment cycle, but the intensity of treatments may be less severe. We would appreciate your continued prayers for Hazel and her tribe. As we do influence others for good, we want to teach them how to choose wisely in every area of their lives. As we explore Proverbs chapter 9 today, we will compare and contrast Lady Wisdom and Lady Folly. And the title for today is The Tale of Two Houses. Chapter 9 is the last story chapter of Proverbs before we move into our actual Proverbs. The chapter starts out with the 4th speech by Lady Wisdom. The structure of this chapter is very symmetric. It opens with a 6-verse invitation from the house of the Lady Wisdom in verses 1 through 6, and closes with a 6-verse invitation to the house of the adulteress, who is Lady Folly, in verses 13 through 18. These 2 invitations are separated by a 6-line call to practice humility in verses 7 through 12. The summons of the 2 ladies are strikingly similar. Whoever is simple, let him turn in here, in verses 4 and 16. Both women make the same appeal, but for very different reasons. One wants to lift the simple up to life, while the other wants to cast the simple down to the grave. Notice that they both have houses in verses 1 and 14, and are both serving a meal of bread in verses 5 and 17. Both make a speech in verses 5 and 6 and 17, but each of them differ in nature. Lady Wisdom's words ring out clear and pure as a bell. Leave your simple ways. The words of the adulteress are slinky and provocative as she purrs, stolen water is sweet. The simple reader is left with a choice, but the author has made it easy. This boils down to life or death. These 2 similar but contrasting invitations wrap around a central portion in the text verses 7 through 12. This middle section clarifies that the key to choosing wisely is humility. As I read verses 7 through 12, consider them prayerfully. Abide by these words and live. If you are a mocker, the author warns you, you alone will suffer the consequences, in verse 12. As I had mentioned, this chapter ends a 9-chapter section of speeches from the Father and from Lady Wisdom. We could sum them up in 2 phrases: choose life, choose wisdom. Now listen up as I read Proverbs chapter 9. Lady Wisdom has built her house. She has supported it with 7 pillars. She has prepared a feast. She slaughtered her animals, poured a spiced wine, and set her table. She has sent out her servants with an invitation to come to the party. She too calls out from the highest point of the city. Whoever is young and gullible, turn in here. You are all welcome to this place. Then, turning to those who are naive, she says, come in, come, eat my bread, and drink my spiced wine. Give up your gullible ways, your naive thoughts for true life. Set your course for understanding. Whoever tries to discipline a scoffer should expect a hail of insults in return. Whoever tries to correct an evildoer is likely to get hurt in the process. So do not correct a scoffer unless you are ready to be hated, but correct the wise, and you will be loved. Give instructions to the wise, and they will become wiser. Teach upstanding people, and they will learn even more. Reverence for the Holy One, the one true God, is the beginning of wisdom. True knowledge of the Holy One is the start of understanding. Through me, your days will be lengthened, and years will be added to your life. If you are wise, wisdom is its own reward. If you mock what you don't understand, you alone will suffer the consequences. Compared to Lady Wisdom, Lady Folly is rowdy and loud, naive and ignorant. She sits at the door of her house, on the bench of the highest places in the city, crooning to the passerbyers who hurry straight to their destination. Whoever is young and gullible, turn in here. You are welcome in this place. Then she turns to the naive. Stolen water tastes so much sweeter. Bread secreted away is much more satisfying to eat. But those who pause to listen to Lady Folly do not know that death is the next stop, that her guests are walking cadavers. Well, that will conclude our exploration of Proverbs chapter 9. You need to choose Lady Wisdom and not Lady Folly. You need to follow the precepts that God has written to us in the Bible, which is His letter of instruction to us as bearers of His image. Next week, we will begin a new section of Proverbs that dive right into the heart of Solomon's wisdom with chapter 10, and each week we will explore a full chapter in Proverbs. I hope that you'll join us each week so that you can gain wisdom, insight, and understanding for yourself. All the Proverbs provide us with rich wisdom, insight, and understanding on a myriad of life issues. And regardless of where you are in your faith walk, if the precepts in Proverbs are followed, your life will be rich and satisfying. I encourage you to take them and plant the seeds of wisdom into your heart so that you'll reap a harvest of wisdom throughout your entire life. Tomorrow we will hike another short trail on our Wisdom Unplugged series where we will discover an inspirational wisdom quote. So encourage your friends and family to join us and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. That will finish our trek for today. If you'd like to listen to any of the past daily treks or read their journal, they are available at wisdom-trek.com. You can also subscribe at iTunes or Google Play so that each day's trek will be downloaded to you automatically. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and then leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.